have a client with a 30-year-old unit that is not cooling. She thinks it's dead. So we're going to stop by and see what we can do for her, if anything, and if not, give her a quote on a new unit. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. It's an old Lennox. Just looking at the serial number, it's a 1994. So it has been with us for a little while. Let's check it out. As always, we'll check high voltage first. But what I see right away is our contactor is not pulled in. So nothing on the side that's not closed. We do have 240 volts on the hot side. So we'll check here. Check our 24 volts. We do have power wanting it to run. So 24 volts between common and yellow, and common and the orange wire, which would be our reversing valve. So in this particular case, we do have this pressure switch here. And without even checking anything first, we're just going to tap it and see. So our pressure switch was kicked out. These old ones sometimes came with a button style one. So what I would do now is amp out our fan motor just to make sure it's not overamping and kicking something. Pulling 0.99 amps, which according to our front load amp or full load amp is 1.1. So technically below that, but it is approaching it. We will check the amperage on our compressor here. 10.55. Yeah, it's below our full load amperage. So we should be good. We'll check these capacitors. But since that was a pressure switch, the reason I was checking those, if our fan motor here happened to have an issue, it would set that pressure switch off as pressure rose or dropped out here. So this is a king valve. They are a little bit different than your standard valves with the Schrader cores. You see them a lot more on refrigeration units nowadays. Lennox used to have them fairly frequently on theirs. So you'll still occasionally run into a Lennox system with a king valve. Oddly enough, Jacob was just asking me about those as he's never seen one. And I do smell a little bit of sealant, the old style sealant. It kind of had almost a bubblegum type smell to it. If you ever smell one, it smells a little of bubble gum. So this being a king valve, there is no Schrader core. We'll go ahead and put our hose on there. And on this particular one, we close it just a little bit, and it pushes the valve down to a point where gas can go through this before you close it all the way. So we'll close it just a touch so that we can see what our liquid pressure is. We are currently running not a bad pressure actually for the temperature out here. We're running a 61, 62 pound PSIG suction and just a little below 200 head pressure for liquid with a, looks like about, it's only been running for a few minutes, right at about a 15, starting to go down superheat. So our capacitor should be a 35 by 5, so our compressor section on this particular oval capacitor, you can kind of imagine this is our common right in the center, This right-hand side is to our compressor, or it says Herm on there for hermetic compressor. Left-hand side is a fan capacitor, so you have two individual capacitors. They're just using the same common. So first, we will grab our meter, check our fan side of the capacitor. Looks like we're allowed about a 6% variance on this one, so that is actually low. We're showing 1.1. Yeah. So our fan side at most is showing 1.9 to 1.1. So what that can lead to is our fan slowly overamping and heating up and shutting down. On the other hand, being that it's also what leads us or lends us our rotation, as those windings are slightly off on phase to start the rotation. This fan motor may not start at all, may start running backwards, may start running the correct direction, but as we were amping it out, full load amperage was 1.1 amps and we were at 0.99. So in all likelihood, we'll double check and see out of curiosity, but when we put a new capacitor on here, we may end up with a fan motor that's pulling a good bit less amperage. Funnily enough, you can see the difference in the two capacitors size-wise as well as actual shape. But this is a 35 by 5, which just means, again, from your common fan side is a 5, from your common compressor side is a 35. Same on this one, just oriented differently. There's our 5 capacitor, there's our 35 capacitor. That was loud. So you're just attaching the common, and this is our fan start windings and our compressor start windings. We'll get a screw in a moment after we check this guy again. Fan velocity sounds a little better, both ends. This time around our fan is pulling 0.85 amps. Previously it was 0.99. So our pressure switch probably got set off as this fan was slowing down or stopping. It would have built up pressure in the outdoor unit to take that pressure switch. Amp out our compressor. I believe last time it was 10 point something. Right now we're looking at 9.8 amps. So our amperage dropped on both of them a bit. We'll actually back out our king valve. Purge our lines a little bit. Just open up our liquid side and let it pull through our hose all the way back out. We could do the same thing by just disconnecting this, but again, as there is no Schrader, if you don't have the little quick connects, they're very nice because you can just close the valve and do it without the quick connects. So they're nice from that perspective, and then you don't have to really worry about the little pin valves leaking, but Schraders leak all the time in my experience. So just a little better way to do it mechanically, I suppose, but they're more expensive than the Schrader valves. Again, any of these brass caps, you want to thread them on with your fingers first and get it as tight as you can with your fingers. They are very, very easy to cross thread. Likewise, they are very easy to break. So yes, you got to get them tight, but got to get them tight, but you don't want to get them so tight that you break them, because they will split. I'm not going to say I've ever done it before. I do know a 20, 25-year-old who happened to look younger, but just as handsome as me, that happened to break one before. Several years ago now. Same thing on this one. I don't like the angle of that, so we'll just grab it. In this particular case, she's all taken care of, and that was all there really was to it. Just they popped the pressure switch, and the pressure switch popped because of the fan capacitor and the fan motor slowing down. But all in all, we've got a 30-some-odd year unit that's still good to go. And when they say they don't build them like they used to, they really don't. So, my assistant learned a lot. Tell us what you learned. You learned about life?
I learned about life.
That particular one wasn't too bad. Those older units, they literally say they don't make them like they used to for a reason. Those things tend to last forever until something catastrophic happens. That particular one, the capacitor was bad, causing the fan motor to overamp, possibly not run at all, maybe even run backwards. And eventually, as that happened, it caused it to overpressurize, which tripped our safety switch. So those, they were built to be worked on, and easy enough just to reset the pressure switch. That particular one did have a king valve on it, which are real nice to operate. As I said, Jacob was asking me about those because he's never actually seen one in the field. They are disappearing because they are more expensive than the little Schrader cores that leak all the time. So weird. Let's replace the things that don't leak with the ones that leak all the time. But anyway, got her taken care of. She was worried she was going to be looking at a new unit, and we were able to repair it for basically pocket change on her side. So all in all, good day, and we'll move on to the next one and teach my trainee how to play a game of life.